am so upset for Meg Thee Stallion. I'm so upset for Meg Thee Stallion because you give a guy who's not your usual type a chance and they will always remind you that a man will be a man no matter the breed of dog. We didn't know Klay Thompson before Meg Thee Stallion. We didn't know Stephon Diggs before Cardi B. Meg Thee Stallion made Klay a global star, whether he wants to admit or not.
What's up YouTube, JayBReacts back in with another video. Now today we have this woman that went viral for saying some outlandish things about Klay Thompson, saying that Meg Thee Stallion actually made him relevant. Now this right here proves why the internet is big and small at the exact same time. I think sometimes people get online just to be a contrarian, whether the things they say make sense or not. And this is a prime example of it. But I want y'all to be the judge of this. We're gonna break this thing down together. Let me get y'all to like the video, hype the video, comment below. And without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into the content.
I am so upset for Meg Thee Stallion. I'm so upset for Meg Thee Stallion because you give a guy who's not your usual type a chance and they will always remind you that a man will be a man no matter the breed of dog. A dog will always be a dog no matter the breed. Because Klay Thompson is very, very far removed from anything that she's ever dated before. He's goofy looking.
We can say the same for her. She is way outside of the caliber of woman that any guy would want to claim on the forefront with her precarious past.
He can't really dress. He sounds like a nerd. He looks like he watches anime and does all this goofy. Like he looks like the type.
Hold on. I could have sworn Meg Thee Stallion was.
I literally begin my day watching anime and I end my day watching anime. When I'm doing my makeup, I'll have it playing in the background, and then before I go to sleep at night, it's like what I fall asleep to. Right now, I'm like watching this one called High School of the Dead, and it's super cool. I just got done watching Assassination Classroom not too long ago. I really like Soul Eater, Blue Exorcist. That's what I have on my nails right now. Shout out to my nail girl, Coca. I really love Hunter x Hunter. I really love Attack on Titan. I'm just a little weeb.
That sounds like the pot calling the kettle black. Who's the nerd now?
A guy that somebody will be like, oh, he's a good guy, he's safe, he's not a gangster, he doesn't do jewelry, he doesn't do this. Like, you would think that that's the type of guy that, okay, you go for him because those are usually the nice guys that don't really get attention from women.
This woman is speaking as if Klay Thompson is the average guy. This motherfucker 6'5", half black. Motherfucker look like John B. Albie Shore archetype. This man been getting chicks. What are you talking about?
But a dog will always be a dog no matter the breed.
This is crazy.
That's why when all of this came out and people were like, oh my God, like, how could he do that? I'm like, why are we all surprised?
The thing about it is nothing has been confirmed as to what he has actually done. She stated cheating and said you got cold feet. Right now, you just speculating saying that the man is actually a dog. Megan Thee Stallion is a well-known 304. From her music, her relationship history, she done got niggas thrown in jail. This is all documented work. We don't know any of Klay's actual dating history.
I don't think if there was a story of a man who made a pole made out of metal so he can f it and marry it, I wouldn't be surprised.
What?
If there was a story that came out that a man wanted to marry a carpet and put a hole in the carpet and started shagging the carpet every day, I wouldn't be surprised because there is nothing a man does. There is nothing a man can do in this life that will shock me. Because
oh, you must ain't heard about the woman in Japan. Let's go ahead and roll that right now.
As music plays in a wedding hall in Japan, 32-year-old call center operator Yurina Noguchi wipes away her tears as she reads her vows. Her groom, an AI persona displayed on a phone screen.
There were so many negative opinions. It's absurd to think an AI has feelings. This romance is a charade. It's dumb to fall in love like this. I saw so many cruel words.
Her groom responds through a wedding planner.
How did someone like me, living inside a screen, come to know what it means to love so deeply?
For this woman to come back and say that there's nothing that a man can do that would shock her is crazy as hell. See, that's when you know you argue in bad faith and your argument has no real substance to it. Because here's the thing about it. Men and women do horrible things. this woman that I just pulled up is marrying ChatGPT. How crazy does that sound?
I've heard it all. From guys having sex with corpses, to animals, to somebody who wants to marry his car, to somebody. When it comes to guys, I've heard it all. So the shock that everybody is feeling right now, my shock is capped. I'm really sad for Meg Thee Stallion because after her other breakup with Pardy, and it was so public and it was so messy, and he was going on radio and saying all these things, and I think he made some indirects on songs that nobody listened to. For her
and you taking shots.
When a woman goes through such a public humiliation ritual with a man, the next man that she pulls up with, we are all just sitting there just praying for the best, like, please let this be a good one. Because
hold on, so you trying to sit there and watch her situation to say that, hey, I can act like this and have this horrible past in dating, and then think that somebody's going to save me. That's why y'all aspire to a lot of these women out here, the ones that move like this, because y'all are hoping to be saved from y'all own dangerous past. Because most guys would look at y'all past and say, I'm not going to take that on. But y'all look at some of these women for hope. Megan, Cardi, all these women, and that's crazy that y'all have to look at these women and set the standard instead of the women that's actually in your life. Maybe your mother, your aunts, your grandmothers. That's who you need to be looking at for a stable relationship.
we've seen how this girl has suffered in the first relationship, and now she's in a new relationship. We hope that this is the Cinderella story that she gets.
See?
It's kind of the same thing with Cardi B, where she had her whole drama and palaver with Offset. She now got with Stephon Diggs, and we're now like, okay, cool, yes, like, you know, we've seen you go through the first situation that was really toxic and really ugly, and there was kids involved. Now we see you in another relationship getting loved on. This is your moment. Yes, this is your Sierra moment where you go out with a trash future, and then the next guy you have is a phenomenal prince. And it's like, but when you start having serial, when you start seeing your girl being in relationships that just serially end in hell, it's a tough watch. It's hard.
Why not put any accountability on her? You saying it's a tough watch, and then you want to go and say guys are all trash. That whole Cinderella fairy tale, is it possible? Maybe. Is it probable? No.
Heartbreaking, because where is the light at the end of the tunnel? And I have to commend people like Meg Thee Stallion and also Cardi B, because the amount of times they've been through stuff, I personally would not be showing any again in my life. The amount of times Cardi B has fallen down and gone back up and has been public with her husband. Listen, if I went into a
Hold on, you're not going to say that the woman needs to choose better. Let's just keep listening.
Situation that a man publicly disgraced me, the next person I date, I'm sorry, we're linking up in a hole in the ground. We're meeting up in a hole in the floor. Because at least if this one now wants to disgrace you, nobody knows about it. But I feel like the lover girls are really going through so much right now.
Lover girls?
We want to love loud and we want to love proud. But every time we do love loud and proud, there's always a man that's willing to disgrace us and embarrass us.
Why don't you pick the right dude? This woman is Nigerian as well. This woman, it was funny. I'm going to go through her comment section later on. They was roasting her, saying that we don't claim you. Like, I'm starting to think that the women from the so-called motherland, the diaspora, I'm starting to think they worse than the ones over here. This ain't the first one that I've heard speaking like this, talking this goddamn reckless towards guys and saying men are the problem and women can do this and that. They damn near, bro, this is scary.
It's tough. It's really, really tough. And my heart really goes out to her. It's such a hard watch. TMZ that Meg Thee Stallion has stated, I've made the decision to end my relationship with Klay. Trust, fidelity, and respect are non-negotiables for me in a relationship. And when those values are compromised, there's no real path forward. I'm taking this time to prioritize myself and move ahead with peace and clarity. And in the midst of all of this, she's also on tour doing Moulin Rouge. I saw a video of her on stage, and obviously amidst all these things happen, I believe she had a show that night, and she was literally on stage crying. Because guess what? When you are a woman that has shit for yourself, you have to go through heartbreak and you have to go through all these emotional states and still show up. When do you have time for yourself? When do you have time to process what's happening? You don't have the luxury of just hiding and crying for weeks. You gotta be on camera, baby. You gotta be on a show. You gotta do these things. So honestly, like, having to just perform and having to work whilst the whole world knows that you're going through a heartbreak, and then on top of that, you're also processing the heartbreak and the betrayal. Girl.
If you love your man, if you love Klay so much, why not cling on to him? Why not latch on to him and say, you know what, we gonna figure this out. What do I need to do? But see, here's the thing about it, man. The money, the fame, the success, the pride, the ego, you can't see yourself ever saying that, how do I cling on to this man without looking like a goddamn simp of female? Like most women who are at that level, they think that the guy's supposed to worship them or is supposed to be completely equal. Relationships aren't equal. I hate to say it. Somebody has to love someone a little bit more because they're going to be the one bending a little bit. And I'll say this, I think a better dynamic is if your woman definitely loves you a little more to where she's going to bend a little bit to where in these situations, she loves you so much because she knows if she go back out there, that roster that she had, those posts that we've seen of her track record, that's only going to get larger. That infinity gauntlet is going to drop to 2 infinity gauntlets of stones that she collected. So how do you move forward now saying that I need to protect myself from myself?
Girl, it's not easy. It's not easy. The moral of the story for me, guys, is pick yourself first. You can cook for a man, you can clean for a man, you can wipe the poo in his bum. He will always choose himself. That's a fact. And I have to commend men for that because I feel like men understand the art of being selfish. I feel like they can love a woman, yes, but they will never love a woman more than they love themselves. Because you will see it in their actions. Because I think for you to cheat on a person, there's no consideration for your partner, your partner's feelings, how they feel about yourself. All you are thinking about in that moment is yourself and your penis and your self-indulgence.
So we talking about men who actually go out there and work their ass off for their families, willing to take a bullet for their families, getting married to women for their families because like she said, the guys who want to cheat, why would they get married? Why not just stay single and play the field? Why actually still want to give this woman money, resources to make her better, make her live a more comfortable lifestyle? That's what majority guys that actually do when they want to get a woman. But for her to say that men are so selfish, that is crazy as hell to even say something like that, because if we were seeing most modern times, women leave for their happiness and emotions. Who's really being selfish? And we talking about people who got kids, marriages, the whole nine, long-term relationships. I just wasn't feeling it no more. We just start growing apart. Damn, that's selfish. And I hear it all the time.
And I have to give it to guys. I wish women were if women were more selfish with men, we wouldn't have to go through some of the stuff we go through, because a man will always choose himself. A man will always choose his penis. Whether he loves you or doesn't love you, he will love himself first, regardless of if he wants to admit it or not admit it.
Goofy, let's move forward.
Of high caliber, you need to be very careful of the guys that you date. A lot of these guys are looking for women that boost their social status and image. We didn't know Klay Thompson. We didn't know Klay Thompson before Meg Thee Stallion.
That is a retarded, egregious claim to even make, because see, this proves that the internet is large and small at the same goddamn time. Because for her to say that nobody knew who Klay Thompson was, man, this guy is a part of a franchise dynasty that will go down in history. And he is a splash brother. And for her to say that lets you know that a lot of these women don't even know what they be talking about.
We didn't know Stephon Diggs before Cardi B. And while these guys have more money than these girls have social and global influence. Meg Thee Stallion made Klay a global star, whether he wants to admit or not. Cardi B made Stephon Diggs a global star, whether he wants to admit or not. These men like to use these women for come-ups and for social status, because, like, don't ever get it twisted, girls. Social currency is still a currency. Social currency is, if you are well known in your circle and you are well respected, a guy can use that for social come-up, because being with you makes him look good.
But this woman doesn't understand. These men are rich. These men are successful and attractive at the same time. That whole social currency thing, that usually applies for women more. That applies for the woman. She gets more benefit out of that, because guess what? If she's saying that guys just want to have sex with women, it doesn't matter if you have a Cardi or a Meg Thee Stallion next to you. These women are going to want you regardless. When they see you pull up in those Bentleys, those Lambos, you leaving these arenas, it does not matter at that point. They're already at the creme de la creme, 150, $200 million guys. That whole social currency, throw it out the window. And if anybody took an L for as their social currency, I would say Klay did, because now he has to get clowned by his male peers of men who probably already slept with Megan or had interactions with her. And he's in Texas. It's not a good look for him. This is crazy that she's even saying this. It doesn't work for men that are successful. Maybe a bum guy, possibly, but them, no.
Being with you makes him look like he's somebody like, oh, like if Meg the Stallion is dating him, he must be popping. He must be giving guys. You need to be very, very careful, because guys are users just like girls.
Wow.
I would even say more. A guy knows when he has a woman that he can use to make himself look better. And I think sometimes the insecurity that we have in ourselves do not allow us to see what we are actually worth, what our currency is. But a man can see it. A man can see your value economically before you. And it does not even need to be money. It's status, it's reputation, it's do you look good? Like when you're around his friends, how does you standing next to him make him feel? And
you know what's funny? That she has a point. And I'm going to tell you why she has a point. That usually works when you get a woman that is admirable, a woman that's attractive, a woman that is feminine, beautiful. That makes a man looks better because he's acquired something that is rare. But when you talking about a more of a 304, and granted, yes, Megan Thee Stallion is successful. She's famous, the whole nine. But what she became famous for, that is still something that you wouldn't even want to take home to your mama or your grandma. It's kind of shameful, like, damn, boy, my girl got famous for that WAP song. Damn, body yada yada. It's certain things that you have to be like, yeah, I might be attracted to her, but low key is like, that shit kind of embarrassing too. The legacy. And that only works when you have a woman that can actually extend your legacy in a positive light, opposed to just this social media game of celebrity. This is crazy.
look. But because a lot of us are insecure, a lot of us don't see ourselves the way the outside sees us. That's why a guy can pick you and you could be like, oh my God, he picked me. He's a money man. He's this. No, he picked you because you have status, because you have social currency, and because you're that bitch. And he knows that if I'm standing next to that bitch, that makes me that man. And one thing about they like to look like a bigger man next to the next.
So Klay having to defend Megan's precarious past, that make him look like a man? Really? Him having to defend her, that makes him look like a man? That's not good. That's one of the one things that a guy does not want to have to deal with. This woman is crazy and goofy. I pray that she's not serious about this.
Beside the next. Who did came?
We gonna leave it right there, y'all, because I think she's done. This proves so many things about the internet. It being big and small at the same time. Because this woman trying to say that Klay was not a household name is crazy as hell to me. This just means that when you watch a certain type of content, that's what you're gonna be fed. And a lot of these women, they don't watch sports like that. They don't know athletes. They don't know who some of these household names are, like guys know. They only see entertainment. They only see clout. They only see things that turn them on and make them feel good when it comes down to some of these musical artists that get that cat wet every time they turn the song on, or they see them gyrating and doing all these other things. But we talking about a guy who have had to work from a childhood. These niggas be like, damn, they're social engineered, goddamn manufactured in a lab, how much these guys have to train and just put in the effort to actually make it to the NBA. It's not the same as a woman being able to twerk and, you know, you be able to throw that booty around, that body or whatnot. It's not the same. So for her to say Klay is not somebody, this man is always going to go down in history as the Splash Brother. And I'll say this, has his reputation gone down slightly since he has not been a Splash Brother? For sure. That would probably be the biggest thing, is that him going to Texas, I think possibly put him in a place of, you know, sadness and depression. And that rebound for that possibly was Megan Thee Stallion. That possibly what it was. But Klay's always going to go down in history as one of the greatest shooters in NBA history. One of the greatest two men. I mean, you got to think about it, y'all. Klay is to Steph as Scottie was to Jordan. Think about that. Klay was to Steph as Scottie was to Jordan. that type of like conversation, it ain't going nowhere. People still talk about Scottie. He's super relevant just because of Jordan. Granted, he was still talented outside of Jordan as well, but we know that dynasties are made on a team aspect. And if y'all are linked and y'all winning games together, y'all grew together, you ain't gotta worry about nothing, brother. Your name is etched in history, etched in it. So when I hear these goofy claims like this, man, it saddens me that, wow, this is a part of the internet where people actually think like this and try and diminish people's character. But I'm not gonna lie, I feel like she's actually playing a game. But man, you know what? Let's go through the comment section. They said, yeah, Nigeria is down bad right now. Another episode of I don't know what I'm talking about. Some people was rocking with it. I think, okay, even though I can see why people sees Klay's cheating, I don't think it is so. The shame and embarrassment is not for Megan to bear. Yeah, let's see. Megan made Klay famous. Klay was already made by the time Megan came to fame. Bro, think about that. This man Klay was already super famous before they even before Megan even became a superstar. He was already a household name before Megan's come up. So men care about their woman's past. Goofy looking. Well, now that you mention it, Klay Thompson, the second best shooter in basketball history, is less known than Megan Thee Stallion. Crazy timeline we're living in, though. I came for the comments. Facts, because, yeah, it's interesting. 1122, Joy doesn't know the words to any song, literally any song. I pray for men who directly deal with this woman. Klay, the 4-time NBA champion, one of the best three-point shooters of all time, telling the LeBron James he got his feelings hurt is apparently clout chasing. This woman ain't got a clue what she on about. Ain't no way you think Megan bigger than the second best shooter in history, Klay Thompson. Ah, man, the slumfly will be telling us, listen. Megan is the only child, lost both her parents, and she's all she's ever wanted is real, genuine. That's another thing too. See, that family stuff matters when you're dealing with people who done lost like mothers, fathers, grandmothers. And I'm talking about if they're not at the right age to court properly. This is where the danger gonna come in at. If you don't have people in your life that can help you navigate relationships, mitigate risk, enforce some type of authority onto the person that you're dating. When I say authority, I mean like a presence of, damn, I can't F this girl over. I can't break her heart. If you don't have any of that, it's going to make it more difficult for you to actually to be able to date, because now the person knows that I ain't got nobody holding me accountable for anything. I don't have nobody looking at me sideways, thinking about certain things. Granted, you still your own person, but when you have someone there, and it's usually for like younger relationships, when you have someone there, it always kind of have in the back of my mind like, damn, boy, her daddy gonna be on me, boy, if I F this up, man. Or the dad like, hey, man, you better not break my daughter's heart. Or the mother, vice versa. But when you don't have anybody and you just moving how you been moving, you always gonna be cooked. We're gonna leave it right there. You gotta stop saying we. We're gonna leave it right there, y'all. This, yeah, it was very goofy. It was very goofy. I don't agree with anything that she was saying. Nothing. Like I said, can we say that Klay was clout chasing? No. Can we say that men are dogs? Some, possibly, depending on which ones you get with. It's still a choosing process. I mean, he's still an athlete. Megan didn't see the signs of you dating an athlete. You think, like, come on, this Cinderella stuff does not work. Live in reality. Stop living in fantasy world. I think she's watched too many animes, and this is the outcome of it. Make sure y'all like the video. Comment below. I'll have this link in the description so y'all can watch in its entirety without me talking, or if she says anything else in it, y'all can check it out. Make sure y'all like the video, hype the video. This shit got JayBreacts, and until next time, y'all, peace.